welcome to Basic Brewing Video. I'm James Spencer.
I'm Steve Wilkes, here in the Sound Lab.
And you're adjusting your, what? It's like Studio 54 over there.
It's horrible, the lighting. Get me a better grip.
Get your gaffer to help you out with that.
I need a gaffer. Okay, I'm ready.
Your best boy, at least. Okay, now here we have, and we may be, I may be putting these out there out of sequence, just for variety's sake. But this is our fourth show of the day.
Our fourth taping.
Our fourth taping. There's no tape anywhere anymore. I got memory cards. Our fourth carding. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
But this is one of your beers.
Yeah.
And it's another. You're becoming Mr. Sour.
I know. It's like I've gone 25 years without brewing a sour beer, and all of a sudden I can't stop it. I can't stop.
At least on purpose. No sour beers on purpose until.
Yeah, these are on purpose. Yeah, these were on purpose. This is This is a big beer. I'm telling you, James, this is a big beer. This is like the AFC championship game of beers.
Oh my!
It's that big. It started off life as a Flanders Brown, which is only about a 6 or 7% beer, but I ended up making a 12% beer out of it because I got carried away.
What?
I don't know what happened. This is back in May or early June when I first started this beer. And as you know, I had a few health issues, but I was making beer. I was able to brew beer. I just wasn't able to record beer. And so I just got carried away. So the grain bill on this sucker is 15 pounds of Pilsen malt, 1 pound of flaked maize, 1 pound of Munich light, which means tin Lovibond Munich, 8 ounces of Cara Munich, 8 ounces of Cara Vienna, 8 ounces of Melanoidin malt, and 8 ounces of Special B.
For a 5-gallon batch.
5-gallon batch.
Woo!
The hops in here is, there's a camera, is 1 ounce of Northern Brewer in a 60-minute boil. That's it.
That's it.
And the yeast is Sour Batch Kids, the sour blend from Imperial Organic Yeast. Proud retailer of this.
Shameless plug.
I can't help it. It's what I do.
We love
but
them.
It's really good stuff, and that's what this beer is.
We love them.
So and it worked out to be. It started life at 1092. It ended fermentation at 1002, and I call that 11.8%.
Wow. Now, first of all, it carbonated, which this is not keg.
It's bottle.
It's not a keg fill. It's bottle conditioned, which is amazing that that the bugs kept going. There's not much of a head. It's the Marie Antoinette of beers. Too soon, but so talk about what you're tasting. I'll taste.
Okay. So what I get is just a kind of a really nice caramel toffee note thing kind of floating on this quite alcoholic beer. Not a lot of hop, as you would expect from 1 ounce in this much beer, but enough that it keeps it from being cloying. It keeps it from, there's enough hops in there that it doesn't sweet out on you. But, the pound of corn lightened it a little bit. The specialty malts, there aren't all that much so that it's mostly the 15 pounds of Pilsen malt. And then there's a pound of Munich and a pound of flaked maize. So those all would have converted, would have made alcohol. And otherwise, there's 8 ounces of Cara Munich. So that's a 60 Lovibond, Munich, crystal Munich malt. And then 8 ounces of the Cara Vienna. And so both of those will add some maltiness and some color to the beer. And then the Melanoidin's, kind of a real biscuity, rich, Belgian-style biscuit malt, and that's from Weyermann, by the way. And then the Special B, which adds those nice kind of raisin notes into it. But because there's so much base malt, it doesn't come across real heavy. It doesn't. This beer is not heavy at all. At least I don't think it is.
No.
But it's certainly alcoholic, and I don't think it doesn't drink real big like that.
No, it's it's deceptively drinkable. No, the tartness, there is some bitterness from the hops probably in there, but the tartness is the balancing factor here. So it's not like a huge malt bomb. Plus the bugs that are in there besides the Saccharomyces are going to eat away at those residual sugars. If this were just a Saccharomyces beer, it would be probably way too thick and way too heavy. But those other organisms in the Sour Batch Kids really, and how long was this in the fermenter? How long was this process?
Well, again, this is where I get a little bit lost. So, I had some health issues, still have them, but a lot better now. But I made the beer and didn't take really good notes on days. But I made it in the springtime, in the late spring, and I let it ferment until it was done. And that was sometime during the middle of the summer, and my son was here and he helped me, and we moved it over into the secondary when it was ready, when it had pretty much gotten down to around 10, 12, somewhere in there. We went ahead and moved it. But even after we moved it, it continued to ferment for a little bit longer.
Wow.
Just very, very slowly.
Wow.
And then I got it bottled, I want to say in early September.
Wow.
Early to mid-September. So it's been setting for quite a while in the bottle.
Yeah.
Maybe as late as October the 1st, but certainly, again, I just had some trouble with my record-keeping abilities. but it doesn't. So really, I just kind of, the recipe I'm sure of, but my dates I'm not sure of.
Right.
So started in the spring, ended in the fall. We're drinking it in late winter or midwinter, and 21 IBUs, 11.8% alcohol. It drinks much lighter bodied than you would expect for essentially a 12% beer.
Well,
and
that's the thing about brewing with these multi organism collections. You've got to give them time. For if nothing else, for a safety factor, because you don't want to put something in the bottle that's not ready to go in the bottle, because you might have some surprises down the line. Yep. But these organisms, they're going to chew on what they chew on when they chew on it. And they'll give you a lot of interesting flavors. The previous beer that we tasted of yours was the cherry pie beer, and it was super fruity and tart and nice. But this is with the same, Sour Batch Kids. This is completely different. There's a darker kind of funk in a pleasant way that's in this beer that is a balance to the brightness of the tartness. So there's a lot going on, along with the malt bill. There's a lot going on with that balance of organisms in there that makes this a really interesting beer, and something that you want to sit and even though it's deceptively quaffable, you want to sit and sip it and think about what you're tasting, because as it warms up, it's going to become even more complex. So I'm happy that you are, that you're getting into this sour bug realm, the kind of milk the funk, kind of realm of things, because, it's just like, opening a new door.
For your
creativity.
It's just terrific, and I really enjoy. Well, I enjoy both of these beers. I think they're both, really good beers. Mm-hmm. And I do wish it had a better head on it. I'm not really sure why it doesn't, but it drinks fine. It's carbonated nicely, so I'm not going to worry about it. have drank 2 or 3 of these that had a good head.
Huh.
The poured fine and had a nice little white cap on it and some nice Belgian lace. So I don't really know what's going on there because neither one of these do. But whatever it is, I don't know. And truly, these are the first 2 sour beers I've ever made. I mean,
wow.
the cherry beer and then this one. And I've been brewing since about a month after you started. So however long that was. 95, 96?
Probably 90,
yeah.
96, probably. I'll check my records.
I don't know. Been a long time.
Yeah.
Now, I may have made a lot of sour beers, but...
on purpose. These
on purpose, yeah. That's interesting.
English peas.
That's right. So once again, to recap, 1092 original gravity, 1002 finishing gravity, 11.8, if my numbers are right. I calculated it or my brewing software calculated it at 21 IBUs, and the SRM should be 15.1. So,
well, it's really good.
It's
really
certainly
complex.
quaffable.
It's going to take me a long time to finish that, and I'll be happy doing so. Even at room temperature, this is a beer where even at room temperature, I think you'd be perfectly happy drinking it. So,
yeah. Actually, mine is too. I didn't stick one of these in the fridge until we started taping, so it's only been in the fridge about an hour. Phew, we've done 4 shows in an hour.
I'm going to go lie down. Well, Steve, congratulations. We've got, in addition to all this stuff, we've also got a bunch of meads that you've made as well, which we need to get to eventually. But this will keep stuff in the pipeline, and I appreciate everybody being patient. And we had a little gap there in posting stuff, but we're back on. We're back in the groove of things. So happy 2021, everybody. Even though by the time you see this, it's probably way into 2021.
It should be 2022, but
all right. Well, cheers to you, Steve. Awesome
cheers
beer, delicious, and cheers to everybody out there. Happy brewing.
Happy brewing.
Come and visit us online. At basicbrewing.com, you can find archive lists of our audio and video podcasts on home brewing. You can also find our DVDs and our Brewer's Logbook, where you can track and log up to 50 batches of beer. If you're in Fayetteville, Arkansas, stop by Steve's Brew Shop or find him online at stevesbrewshop.com.
What's the other? Okay, so there's Brettanomyces,
Pediococcus,
and then there's
Mike Dukakis.